Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
I'm Zombie.
Hey, and I'm River City Handsome.
All right, so we've got some fun games to play. I don't know if you ever found a wife for your, not a wife, but a Y.
Yeah,
for your,
yeah. I wasn't able to find a Halloween wife. Wasn't able to find it.
Tell me how that goes.
I know, right? Oh boy.
Yeah. So, where do we want to start? We want to start with the game.
Yeah, well, okay.
What's everybody been up to? We've kind of taken a break for a month. What?
Yeah, something like that.
Just kind of had to regroup. You know, everybody needs some time off every now and then. So,
yep,
we good.
Well, I mean, we normally do. We normally have shows on Friday with Curt, but hi Jessica.
Hey Jess.
And but
I can call you Jess, right?
But between he had family issues, and then he's in Chicago on a work trip, so it's just been kind of crazy for us. So anyway, we are back. I went live the other day. I don't know if anyone saw this, but I had my little family group here, and we did a Ahsoka episode review, and so excuse me. Yeah, she says Jess is okay.
I got the seal of approval.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You had your crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had our crew. We reviewed Ahsoka, the latest episode of Ahsoka. So if you enjoyed that, anyone out there enjoyed that, let me know, and we'll go back and review the other episodes with my crazy band of hooligans. But
well, I want to get in on that action whenever the last episode airs.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
Man.
Like I haven't hardly talked to you about any of it, like in our private chats and stuff. Like, no, I want to save it for the show.
Oh man, I've only just watched the first episode. I haven't even watched anything past.
So, like, have you seen like Rebels and all of that leading up to that?
Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah. I've seen it all. Like, watched it all. Clone Wars, all the Dave Filoni stuff. Just I don't know. I want to watch it. I do, but just
waiting for it to all be released, then you can binge it, right?
Well, I'm also hardcore playing into Cyberpunk, and I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 like nonstop.
Oh, really?
As soon as I get home from work, I'm like, oh my god, I have to play. And then the DLC just came out, so kind of been on a Cyberpunk.
I'm glad you were able to tear yourself away for our little episode.
Yeah.
What you do with your video game sounds like what I do, but with this stuff behind me, with the customizing and everything.
Oh yeah, man.
Big long laundry list of stuff that I've got to get done. And I'm going, I don't know how I'm going to get it done.
And man, the stuff you're working on, jeez.
Yeah, I've seen some of it. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. You guys haven't seen anything yet, though.
Yeah, I've kind of been taking a break from customizing as well. I was doing a lot. I was making like junk bots and stuff, like just taking trash and painting it and making robots and orc stuff for Warhammer, and but I just kind of just stopped. Oh, well, Dustin saw my my Calico Critter mech, like power armor guys I was making with Calico Critters and stuff. So, but
it was fun.
But it's been I don't know, maybe it's because it's been nice outside, so like I'll go swimming, like maybe I don't know, for me I don't know, maybe it's just a winter cold weather thing, and then when the weather warms up I go out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things. I go outside and I get eaten alive by mosquitoes, so that ends up I end up having to come back inside, and then I literally go to my bedroom and just lay no clothes on, just well, in my boxers, just laying there like this, trying to like will the itchiness to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it down here. We actually just got through a heat wave like you wouldn't believe. Like we're talking 100 plus temperatures plus the humidity that we have down here. It was you couldn't do anything outside. Like I've got stuff I've got to do outside, and I'm like not until fall when the temperatures start to come down because I'm not killing myself. Like I came home from work one day, and I'm rebuilding part of my fence, and I mean it's 100 plus heat index outside. Went to work all day, came home, cut the grass, dug a hole to put one of my posts back in, and my father-in-law came over later because we were having some special furniture delivered over, and he said, I drove by and I saw you out there digging a hole for the fence, and then I noticed that your yard was cut. Like, you worked all day, man, and then you came home and cut your grass, and you're still outside, and you dug a hole for your fence. And I'm like, it's got to get done. Right. And then, like, boom, it got even hotter. I'm like, nope, that's it for me. Right. I'm done.
Yeah, Jess says she'd die with 100 degrees.
Oh, man.
And that's where you just get the humidity thing that I sent you a while back because you were commenting about that, how the humidity. My friend has a product that she uses all the time, and it's called Humidity, and I just found that so funny, and I send it to everyone who asks about it.
I did catch a break though through all that heat. Like usually I have to mow my yard at least once a week. There's just no getting around it. If you don't, you catch hell the next time you do it. But with all the heat, we had no rain. We got no relief. There was nothing.
No,
so
man.
the grass died.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to cut it for like almost 2 months.
That's how my lawn is. Just brown, a brown lawn.
Yeah.
Of dead grass.
Yeah. It's always, I don't know. I think lawns look nice, and it's nice when it's all nice and green and stuff like that. But it's just like, it's just so over it. Like, I don't know.
Nah.
I don't have to mow, so it's fine by me.
Jess, on that, we agree.
Yeah. So Harley, have you had any issues with Cyberpunk since the DLC released?
None. I haven't had issues with Cyberpunk since the DLC, and I mean, when it first came out, I had a game-ending glitch to where I couldn't continue in the game. I'd had to either have to restart or wait for a patch, but eventually they got around to patching it, and that's when I was able to pick it up and play it. And I haven't had issues at all.
That's good. No one likes that.
Yeah.
Here I am still playing Animal Crossing and other games like that.
Harvest Moon.
No, I don't have Harvest Moon. I literally just have Animal Crossing. That's it. My wife got a game. I forget what it's called. Harvestella or something, and that was interesting. But she's hogging it and playing it all the time, so I don't get to see it just yet until maybe she's done with it. So
yeah, like when I'm not playing Cyberpunk, my wife's on playing Hogwarts. She's like, you're like, oh, you're going to do your show? Oh, and she hopped on right away.
She says she went back to play Hitman Absolution. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's fun. The Hitman games are a lot of fun.
Yeah, is it like first person stuff, or is it like third person, or
third person where you come up with like creative ways to assassinate your target, like Rube Goldberg type stuff?
Oh, that's epic. That sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have fun with that. But all right, moving on from that. Does anyone have anything for in the box. I know I have. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Anyway.
All right,
I
let's
have
see.
something.
What's in your box? Oh, you got him.
Oh,
That's cool.
he
Yeah.
came in.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I didn't
Yeah,
even know
this
you
thing-
got that.
This thing is enormous. It's
That's
huge.
what she said.
Yeah, I know, right? And I got my superhero Brawly last month, so I was excited that I actually got those two.
That's
Go
awesome.
on. Go on,
What did I say?
Brawly.
Oh yeah. I have Brawly too.
Come on, man.
I have Brawly too, but
Man, I don't know. What do you think of that Brawly compared to the first Brawly where he's just like a hulking behemoth, just nothing but muscles, and
the
then
Super Saiyan Brawly.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like from the old movies.
Oh yeah, the old movies. I don't know. I haven't seen many of those. I haven't seen those movies actually, but
What?
yeah.
How have you not seen those?
Like the tree of might or tree of life wasn't or
Mike.
Garlic Jr.
Yeah. Well, someone said that they weren't gonna tie into the superhero or the Brawly movie, so I didn't watch them because it wasn't canon. I was told it wasn't canon, so I just stuck with
So
the
what? Watch them anyway.
They rule.
movies at the time.
They're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they are. But
Some of them get kind of funny, like with the dubbed versions. They tried to put like, who was it, Drowning Pool in like the background music for one of them or whatever. That got kind of weird. Oh, I had a
goodness.
flash in my room. I think one of my bulbs might go out.
Oh boy.
It looked like lightning, but I mean, I'm in an enclosed room.
I'm over here trying to keep my toys from falling over, and they keep just falling into each other. Anyway, but yeah. So I got Orange Piccolo, and Jessica says she got news. Where did it go? There we go. I got news in my inbox if that counts because it's in the box. Yeah, I have so many freaking emails. Over 40,000 emails.
Holy crap.
40,000.
Yeah. Yeah, over 40,000. And that's just in one of my mailboxes. I have multiple emails. But my problem is I was like behind when I went into the hospital. I had maybe 100 emails in my inbox. And then after I got out of the hospital, I just never got caught back up. I couldn't. I mean, I was going in and weeding out like, okay, if it has this subject, weed those out. If it has this subject, weed those out. Now it's just to the point where I just leave that be, and then I direct people to email a different email address if I need it.
Oh my god. All right. I know you got more. What you got?
Nothing. I mean, I'm gonna open.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I'm gonna open this next, I think, or the Inquisitor. I'm not sure which. I'll probably do both. But
okay, so he's not gonna show him. I sent him the 40th anniversary Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
No, I did get
And
that.
who else was it? Oh, the Emperor.
Yeah, and the Emperor. He's right here.
Yeah. I was hanging out at Omega Level Toys here, the local toy shop, and he had restocked a bunch of things. And I looked, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So I took a snapshot, and I'm like, Dustin, do you have these? I don't remember. And he's like, oh, I don't have those. And then like, you do
that's
now.
Cool. Yeah,
really
awesome.
Now I just need. I want to get the Ahsoka ones, but it's like I gotta pace myself. So, I'm trying to pay for all my bills, and I'm just on disability. So
I haven't seen any of them in the area yet. I mean, I'll be on the lookout.
Yeah,
because I know that's your jam, and I come across crazy stuff at crazy times. So you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you got me this thing. I haven't opened it yet, but the Dino Sentry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
Oh,
was an
oh,
insane
really cool.
pickup.
Yeah.
And it's just like I did not expect to ever see one of those ever. So that was really cool.
Special circumstance, but
Right.
Yeah, that's a cool figure.
I know a guy, so it's way after those things were out, but still I came across it. I'm like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
it's pretty freaking cool.
So Harley, you got anything?
Yeah, let's see. Today actually, I
What
just
about
got my Walmart exclusive G.I. Joe Big Ben, G.I. Joe Classifieds.
I want that one so bad.
Yeah, I got Big Ben. I've got 2 Range Vipers there. They'll be delivered tomorrow. They'll be delivered tomorrow. And just a couple days ago, I haven't opened them yet, like a goof, but I
haven't opened half my figures.
I got Grunt
Nice.
and Low Light.
Oh, I actually haven't seen that one.
And I also got Tunnel Rat, but he's out and he's in my display.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, my G.I. Joes go in the living room. And where's he at? Oh yeah, I got Lemmy, one of the Koopa kids. I do the Koopa kids from Super Mario 3 or that's where I first saw him, right? I do the 4-inch line, not so much the little ones. And I went to and I went to Rose City Comic Con this last weekend. It was a lot of fun, and I'll show you. I don't know if you guys have ever read the comic book Black Sad.
No,
but it's a French and Spanish comic that got translated and brought over to America, and it's by an ex-Disney animator, so it's just like beautifully drawn and watercolored, and they're anthropomorphic animals. He's a cat. He's like it's a detective noir, he's a detective, and I don't know, the artist Juanjo Guardinas was actually at the show, and I got him to do a sketch of
hang on, I can zoom in on that.
yeah. And it says to Michaela over here, my wife, because she was the one who put our name down for the commission list, and it says to Michaela, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, she's like, it's fine. Oh well. And let's see where and then there was this dude that he had like this GoFundMe thing, and he's like, yeah, I'll draw you Swamp Thing for $20 if you just donate $20 to my GoFundMe. Okay. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I got this Swamp Thing.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the old Swamp Thing movie, but Adrian Barbeau is like, does it hurt? And he goes, only when I laugh, and he's like, oh. So that's what I got him doing, was laughing during that. And this guy, he loves Swamp Thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's have him laughing like in that scene from the movie. And he's like, oh, okay. And then me and my wife, we walked away a little bit, and we hear him turn to his buddy at the table. He's like, this guy wants a scene from the Swamp Thing movie. Have you ever seen the movie? And they're like, no, I didn't even know there was a movie. And I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
For shame.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and I got I don't have them in my room with me, but I met Stan Sakai, the creator of Usagi Ojimbo.
Ooh, yes.
And I got some signatures and a cool sketch of Usagi from him too.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife knits and crochets, and she made an amigurumi, a little crocheted Usagi for him a few years ago when we met him at another show. and she's like, "Hey, I made you this Usagi toy. Do you ever remember that?" And he's like, "Oh, yes, I have it in my studio. I see it every day, you know." And it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, it is. That's great. She made an impression.
Yeah,
Right.
hell yeah.
So
That's
you
exciting.
collect the Koopa Kids. Did you get the movie Bowser?
I didn't get the movie Bowser.
What?
It's really cool with the vapor and stuff, but that's the movie Bowser, you know, not the
Yeah,
video
but-
game Bowser.
Yeah, but it would look great with the ones that you've got. It would scale just
Mhm.
right.
It,
I mean, I don't have it, but I hear it's a really great figure.
it is cool with with the vapor stuff where it like blows the vape out. It's cool. It's cool.
All right. Well,
It's got a little vape going.
I might know somebody that might help out with that. That might correct that little omission from your collection. You got the Koopa Kids. Come on, man. Oh,
That's pretty much it for me on like new stuff.
I'm jealous of the Big Ben figure. I've got to get my hands on one of those.
He's gonna being a Walmart exclusive, man. He's gonna either peg warm heavily or just fly off the shelf and you'll never see him because you're never gonna see the range vipers. If you didn't get the range vipers during the pre-order, you'll never see them. But Big Ben, you might be able to catch.
I hope so. The range vipers are cool. If I see one, I'll probably snag one. But I gotta get Big Ben.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even when they revealed them, I'm like, okay, that's a cool looking figure.
Yeah.
That one. Right now, currently sitting in mine is the retro card Lady J,
Mhm.
Baroness. Let's see, Destro just showed up, and that might be it. And then as far as the regular wave goes, Rock and Roll and Shipwreck, and it's just rows of them.
Dude, I love it, dude. Here, hold on a second. I'll show you. I got it right here within arm's reach. I'm a huge GI Joe guy. Huge GI Joe guy. Was like my number one toy. It's pretty much always been my number one toy. And at Washington State Summer Con last summer, I went exclusively to meet Larry Hama. He was there. I was like, oh my God, Larry Hama, you know. So I got him to sign the silent issue 21. I got the Snake Eyes Origin issue signed as well. And he did commissions and I got this Beachhead from him.
Nice.
I haven't got it framed yet. It's just like in here in my pile of sketches and stuff but I got to get a nice frame for it, but it's really, really cool. If you guys like Beachhead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really awesome. I don't have anything cool like that. I just I can't one up y'all there.
Oh yeah, you can.
My one up will come in 2024, I believe. Maybe. Or 5. Who knows?
We'll see. Lots of planning. Okay, so I'll start off. I've got quite a bit. There's been a lot show up this past month. I'm not going to go through it all. I'll save some for future shows. But Dustin sent me these.
Oh, nice. The AWOC heads.
Kingdom, yeah. And there's one of the builders. And then let's see, this chunky fella here.
Oh, I love him.
Get the glare off of the and it's heavy. That's a solid chunk of plastic in this box.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time to I swear to God, I'm not an inbox collector. I mean, there's proof behind me. And every time I show something off, it's like it's still in the box. But yeah, I did some trading too. Just got this one in.
Oh,
This is what year are we in? This is 23. Okay, I think this was 2022's PowerCon debut figures.
Yeah.
For Mythic Legions and his Zentheon. Of course, he's the homage figure to
Stratos.
Stratos. God, I blank on that name.
Yo, are you gonna leave him as that character, or are you gonna turn him into like an orc?
Actually, this is not for me. I picked this up for somebody else, and I don't want to say who yet.
Oh, gotcha.
If he's gonna watch or not. So, I got this. This was a trade. Let's see. This trade I did in person with another community member from the Mythic Legion's Cabal.
Oh, cool.
I had I traded him a Cosmic Legion that he was looking for, and I mean he just offered this up in the Mythic Legion's Cabal Facebook group. I was like, yeah, okay, I can use another one of these, So I messaged him, and come to find out, he has an office down here where I'm at in Louisiana, and he's based out of like Maine or something like that. And he said, yeah, I'm going to be down there in like a week or so. I'm like, are you kidding me? Heck yeah, we're going to meet up in person. We're not shipping this stuff.
That's awesome.
That was cool. Yeah, I got to meet another fellow fan and everything. And then while I was over there, of course, my wife loves to go shopping where we ended up. There was a couple of Targets. We don't have a Target in my town. I probably said this before, but our Target here in our town was literally the first Target they closed down when they did like their purge of stores. So we haven't had a Target for a while, but I found this guy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
He's not going to stay like this though.
No way, dude.
Unless it's, like a year goes by or whatever, and I haven't done anything to him, but I have plans to customize.
He's awesome, dude. He's a really cool figure.
Not going to divulge who I'll customize him into, and then again at Target, I found this thing.
Oh, the model kit.
Yeah. So this is like some kind of special version of him where like his muscles in his arms move or something.
Oh, is it the one that like when you like pull his arm up, his muscle comes out?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those.
Dude, I got this for like $15.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? No way.
Right.
So I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The last two things I'm going to show tonight were this year's PowerCon.
Oh.
I love that.
Cool, man.
So I did not go to PowerCon. I got these from my buddy that runs Omega Level Toys and Comics here in Slidell, Louisiana. He went to the show, and he was kind enough to pick me up a set. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Heck yeah, I'm going to take those. So that's
epic.
My goodies for this week.
Yeah. Those are some spectacular goodies. That's what you said.
I just
that Whiplash homage guy is he's like he's superb. A good friend of mine got one from PowerCon, and I'm just like holding it when I'm visiting. I'm like, this is so cool. I can't wait for the blue one to come out in the Poxus wave because I made sure to order that guy. I'm like, very cool.
Yeah,
I've got plans for because I'll end up with an extra of both of those. I've got plans already. For, I'm like, I can't wait.
Yeah, those are good. They had just sold out of those when I was up at the booth, their booth. They had just sold out of them, and I'm like,
did you throw a fit? You're like, I waited in line until they gave you one. They're like, here, take one.
No,
I didn't.
So he goes to PowerCon, and the Horsemen are there. My buddy Travis from Omega Level Toys is there. There's all these people there that we know is going to be there. And the whole lead up to PowerCon, I'm like, Dustin, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go and talk to these people. And he didn't talk to any of them. He's like, yeah, well, I saw them. I was in the same area they were in. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I told you I went by Omega's booth, and no one was there. And I remember listening they had announced that there was going to be a wrestling thing podcast, and we figured out, okay, that's where he must have been, because he wasn't there when I went by.
Oh yeah, he was with Zach Cardona, the major wrestling pod.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, so I think that's where we figured he probably was, because he's a big wrestling guy.
And the reason why I say that is Travis, he does a lot of sales on Whatnot, and he does a lot of stuff with the wrestling figures and things, and he's actually had some of those wrestlers on his show on Whatnot while he's selling.
That's cool.
So, it's like, dude, what? Who are you?
That's awesome.
So yeah, we got to get him on the show. I got to figure out what his schedule is and tell him, you need to come on, because I'm always plugging you.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Do your own stuff.
I'll have to look for him on Whatnot. I'm on there all the time.
I'm not on Whatnot, so I don't even know what to search for. He may be under Omega level toys.
Yeah.
So
that I've gotten a lot of good deals on Whatnot.
I hear that.
There's a lot of good deals to be had on that site. Stuff. It's amazing what some people sell.
Yeah, dude. The first time I went on there. I
texted you about it. Your the Star Wars books.
Yeah, you did, and I bought everything that dude had.
Yeah.
I got this huge box. But it was weird because I wasn't expecting it, and it came through individual charges, because in everything I bid on was individually priced out on my bank account, and it was chaos. Like, my wife was looking like, what is going on? That's me.
Yeah. It's like, did you make 37 purchases for $3?
Oops. I gotta get this box out of the way. Sorry, guys.
I don't. Is that just me, or is everyone frozen?
You're frozen for me. Zombie's fine.
Just you.
Oh.
Now we can't hear him.
No, I'm still here. I'm just not talking.
Disembodied voice.
But yeah, dude, Thane rules.
Oh, you got him out of the box.
Yeah. Look at it. I'm so angry. Look how angry I am. Yeah, he's really cool. I got the first wave, through Kickstarter. I bought the first and second wave through Kickstarter. And I got the first wave, and I'm like, yeah, these are cool, And then, like, the more and more I'm like, yeah, these are cool. But I'm like, yeah, these are cool. And then when I got the second wave in, I was kind of like, yeah. And I sold them to a fellow customizer, a buddy of mine, Vile Labs. I don't know if you've seen his stuff on Instagram, but I sold them to him, and then I traded for those stupid, you might have seen in that chat, those little Warhammer pugs. I got those that he 3D prints and painted.
Oh, yes. I remember you said Warhammer pugs. I'm like, oh, that.
Yeah. So I still have my whole of wave 1, and I kept Thane. I said, I'm going to keep Thane, and I'm going to keep, I want Thane and Pale, at least, if I sell the whole lot. I want at least Pale. But, I mean, they're really cool. They are, but I don't know, man. Sometimes, I guess, you just got to cut back, or, focus on, like, G.I. Joe. Like, I'd much rather have all my G.I. Joes than AWOC, which is a really cool toy line to have, but just not for me, not right now.
So there was a little bit of drama. Oop. He popped in and out for a second. I don't know what happened. There was a little bit of drama with AWOC with me and Dustin, and we've been kind of holding off talking about it.
Yeah,
So,
this.
but I want to ask you. With your stuff, did you have any issues whatsoever getting
I
your
did.
order,
I,
getting the
I
correct order?
I did. Yeah, I had the same issue where they didn't ship, like everybody was getting their wave ones and I didn't get anything. And I'm like, hey, why am I not getting this? And they said, because you also ordered wave two. We're going to ship wave one when we get wave two. And I said, nope, I want wave one. I want my wave one. And they shipped it to me right away. I didn't have the issue that like Dustin has. I have a friend here. He's a Mythic Legion customizer too, and he still hasn't gotten his AWOCs from the original Kickstarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Who is this? Do I know?
Yeah, you might. He's not really in the Cabal too much anymore, but it's Josh Moyer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Gorilla Customs. Yeah, he's
I know Josh.
yeah, he's a personal friend of mine. Yeah, we live in the same town. We're like,
Man, well, tell him Zombie said what's up when you see him again.
yeah, I will.
He'll probably go, who?
Yeah.
He'll have to show him my Instagram or whatever. It's like, oh, him.
Yeah.
So when you did get your order, we see you, Dustin.
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure I'm not frozen.
So when you did get your order, was like, I know you said they went ahead and they sent you wave one. Was anything missing from wave one that was supposed to be there?
Nope, I got it all. I got my full order.
That was part of, he switched sides on me. That was part of Dustin's problem. He was missing stuff in his first order. And they did sort of the same thing with you, where they split his order and they said, all right, well, we'll send you this and then we'll send the rest of it as, wave two comes in and we'll box up what you're missing. And
yeah,
but they did that and he was still missing stuff. And then just the communication was like non-existent. And then when you did get a hold of somebody, it was like, yeah, no, we're working on it, just be patient. And you're like, dude, I
was one of the first Kickstarter backers. Like, it's like,
yeah, like you could have, like when you went to PowerCon, you could have bought everything you had ordered at PowerCon,
right?
And you still hadn't got your shit. It's like, what the heck?
We went through and went through his backer kit and figured out what exactly he was missing. And I typed up this whole thing to email them and what to say and all this stuff. And I said, look, dude, print all this out. You're going to PowerCon. Jason's going to be there. Tell him, look, I'm only missing one thing right now. Just let me grab it and we're good. You don't have to ship nothing.
Right.
We're square. And he didn't even do it. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, I didn't.
But it worked out in the end.
Yeah, it did.
Came through. It just took some time.
Yeah.
And it took the detective work of showing exactly where the deficiency was for them to kind of take it serious. Because it was like, oh, we're just missing one figure, And it's like, yeah, well, we're looking at our records and we don't really see that. So we found where the hiccup was and we got it corrected and we came up with a solution. And they accepted it. So like, okay, yeah, we're going to do that. We'll send this out to you. You're good.
Yeah.
Dustin got it. Everything's okay. It still kind of tainted the experience a little, I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
They're cool figures. They're great. I love anthropomorphic stuff. Don't get me wrong. And they've got some cool stuff. So I didn't go in on the Kickstarter on my own. I went in with Dustin. So that's where this stuff comes from that Dustin sent me. It's like, okay, well, you're getting this out of all of this stuff. So some of my stuff was the missing stuff too. But I didn't realize Dustin had tried to order a pail for me. So I messaged Jason directly. I'm like, yeah, dude, I want to order this figure, look. And then he's like, oh, yeah, hey, great. Thanks for the support. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I've got like one of the villains. I can't have the villain without having the hero too, So I went up to the website, I ordered it. I got the order number. I took a screenshot, all that. I messaged it to him directly again. He's like, oh yeah, that's great. You know, I wanted to make sure like I wasn't gonna have any of this shipping problem nonsense. Like that's how I am. Like I'll be on top of stuff like that. So he's like, yeah, that's great, you know, and then I get a shipping number and I'm waiting and nothing moves in a week. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it time because I think they do bulk shipping. You know, I was online, I read the stuff on Facebook. Week 2 goes by, nothing. I'm like, okay, I'll give it another week. Third week, no movement whatsoever. Just says label created, waiting to be picked up by the post office. So I messaged him again. I'm like, hey man, I'm just checking what's going on with this box. Like he's literally 3 hours away from where I live. I could have drove and picked this thing up. So he's like, yeah, I don't know what happened. Some boxes have come up missing. I'll get you taken care of though. We'll send you another one. So I'm like, yeah, cool. As long as it's pale, we're good. So he gets back to me, sends me the exact same tracking number as the one that was missing. I immediately messaged him like, yeah, dude, that's the one that you said was missing. So I'm going to need another tracking number. Nothing. Radio silence. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Come on. It eventually showed up and he signed it. he signed the box like, no, I don't want to open it. You signed the damn box.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's my experience with it. So even outside of Kickstarter, before he even started going to shows with the product, I had a little bit of a hiccup. So it seems like the logistics of starting, you know, shipping this amount of stuff out kind of caught them off guard, I want to say, because they're not really a new company. They did the 3 3/4 inch figures.
Mm-hmm.
Those, for the most part, went off without a hitch. I mean, even I have some of those, but it seems somewhere this explosion of popularity, I don't think they were prepared for. I'm going to give them a little bit of the doubt. Like, I still want some of the stuff that's coming out in future waves. I still want some of the stuff that was in like wave 2 that I haven't got my hands on yet. So I'm definitely a fan. I like their stuff, but I don't think I'm going to order directly from them because I know I'll probably be able to find them in person very soon at a particular shop, and I'll love that when that happens. So I might be able to pick the stuff up in hand.
Yeah.
I'll just be patient. I'll wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you have a shop and stuff like that, you can just, it's better just to have it in hand. It's more comforting to have it in hand and then have it not be lost in the cosmos and who knows where forever.
So I'm not just having trouble with shipping with him. I'm going through some weird stuff happening with my local delivery people, you know, so and that's a separate matter. But so it's not just him. I if I can pick it up in person, like the trade that I did with the guy from the ball for the Mythic Legions, if I can do it in person, I prefer it. I've always kind of been that way. I've just got lax about it because I'll make a custom and somebody will buy it and I got to ship it to them. But I always ask them, you know, what's your preferred shipping method? Because some people don't like UPS. Some people don't like the post office. Some people don't like FedEx. Somebody wanted DHL. I'm like, DHL? Are they still around? Yeah, they are. They came to my door and picked it up.
Dude, DHL rules, man. If I could get something delivered DHL, I pick it.
Like,
their international shipping is amazing. Like there's I don't know if you ever use Ami or Monodrake to order Japanese import figures and stuff. Like I'll order like from a store in Japan and DHL will have it at my door in like 4 days. And that's just like standard shipping.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've not used them that I know of. I might have and just not known about it because my wife likes to import stuff. She's big into certain anime type of things, and she'll see something and it'll be something she's just got to have. So I'm like, all right. And then it's coming out of China. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. It's always difficult. But I know my wife has a lot of diamond paintings that she orders, and it's shipped from China or wherever, and it's just like, well, it's on the boat, and we're not going to see it for a while.
But you are
But
right.
sure
You know,
enough,
you can.
boom, they get here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like something from overseas ships no problem here to the States, and
Mhm.
people inside the United States can't even ship something 3 states away.
Right.
It's crazy. I don't
Mhm.
know. I've got one that's lost right now and has been for a month.
Oh, geez.
Pretty sour over, and it was something that I'd made a custom. I offered it up, to the masses to buy, and somebody was like, "Well, would you consider a trade?" And I'm like, "Depends on what you have." So he sent me what he had, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll trade you for that." And he shipped it, and I shipped. He got the custom, I got squat, and nothing but the runaround from the post office.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look in on. Luckily, he sent it priority, so it's got insurance on it. But even if I get the insurance claim for it, I'm still going to be at a loss.
Oh, for sure.
The value for the custom doesn't equal what the value for the insurance coverage was for what he sent me.
Right.
So, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not the first thing I've had lost in the mail. I've had actual customs, one of a kind pieces that just gone, either stolen or lost or whatever. One such custom was years ago uh, before Hasbro had the Marvel Legends license. Toy Biz was still kicking out Marvel Legends. I had made a custom Spiral, the chicken blue with the
the 6 arms. Yep.
I had used it was a movie Tomb Raider wetsuit Lara Croft figure.
I know exactly the one you're talking about. Yeah.
I did all the arms, and it was like it back then. The Fwoosh did this thing where they did custom feature, like a weekly custom feature, and they would pick one to put on their home site, their main page, and that one made it.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh yeah, the dude, it was a commission. UPS is the worst dealing with lost packages.
Yeah.
UPS is pretty good in my area. I've noticed in certain parts of the country it's worse than others. Mine, for we got good UPS people here. Like they'll take a picture of the box on my doorstep. I'm like, yeah, it's delivered, and I can check the email. I see the picture. I'm like, yep, it made it.
Yeah.
But Spiral Custom was a commission, and I mailed it to the guy. He actually got it, and then something happened. Like part of her helmet, what I used for her helmet, the blade on the blade snapped, and I'm like, yeah, just send it back. I'll fix it. No, no extra charge or whatever, because I guarantee my custom work, and within reason, as long as it's not like an abusive type of, yeah, well, I let my kid play with it, and then the dog got it and chewed on it. Can you fix this? No.
My custom Spiral got blown up by an M80. Can you make me a new one?
It's actually going to cost double what the first one cost to make you another one. Now,
right.
No. So he had the little thing. He sent it back to me, and it vanished. Just it said delivered, and it was not on my doorstep. At the time, I lived in an apartment complex.
Oh boy!
It was one of those where your front doors face each other with your neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
so you can look out the little spy hole. And like, I think that's what happened, because they were into some not so legal activities, I'll say, and they probably saw a box on the doorstep. I'm like, oh, that's mine now, and they probably opened it up, going, "What in the hell is this?"
Probably just threw it away.
Probably so. So she's sitting in a landfill, or they burned her and melted her down, or whatever. I don't know what these people would have done with it. So I did have to make another one. Because I felt bad for the guy, and I didn't charge him for it. I'm like, but that first one, even the second one that I made didn't look quite as good. It was still good, but not like the first one. And that's always a sore spot for me. And I get nervous. And Dustin can confirm, man, I'm on top of tracking. Like I'm watching it like a hawk. Like, all right, it says it's out for delivery. Be on the watch for it.
Or I don't have problems with any of my deliverers. And so it's just like, yeah, it'll get here. And
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. But he's like, hey, it's out. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll look out. It's like,
Or sometimes I'll look it up and it says delivered. I'm like, dude, it says delivered. Go get it. I live on a busy street now. I live in a neighborhood, but everybody uses this to drive by, and I'm so paranoid. So it hasn't happened yet, but I'm paranoid somebody's going to drive by and just kind of look over their shoulder and go, oh, there's a box. Let's go see what's in the box.
right. Yeah.
But it hasn't happened yet. Not like that. It's just sometimes things don't get here for some reason. So, but that sucks. Anyway,
Yeah.
downer. Let's talk about
Let's get into the actual game.
the assignment that I gave everybody. So I assigned everybody, since we've got Halloween coming up, and I'm major big into the Halloween season, if you couldn't tell. Take your name, your first name, and each letter of your first name, you pick a horror movie that begins with that letter. And that is your Halloween movie marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So mine's very short. My name is Eric. I've only got 4 letters. So, but it was a tough choice. Me personally, what I chose was horror movies that I've seen, because there's a lot that I haven't.
Yeah.
You do the Google search, horror movies that start with letter what? And the offerings are endless. I'm like, okay, I haven't seen that. So, who wants to go first?
I can go first. My list was pretty fun. So first is Daybreakers. It's the movie that came out in 2009. What the? Who's?
Shut up, Siri.
My watch is going nuts. Daybreakers. It came out in 2009. And that was a fun one.
Yeah, that's the one with the vampires, right?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have seen that one.
And they have like armored windows that close over the windows. They have armored doors that close over the window. Yeah, armored cars that close the windows up, so you can only see just a little stream of light that is filtered, and they're driving around the streets.
I forgot about that movie. Oh my god.
Yeah. So that was the first letter of my name. Next one is Underworld. 2003.
Oh, good one. Good choice.
And I'm like, that was fun. That's a fun movie.
I fell asleep the first time I watched that.
It'd be funny if, like, instead of just Underworld, you're like Underworld 5, like what, like a crazy made for TV movie, right. That like never, like no one's ever heard of. Your Underworld 5.
Yeah. No, I think that was Rise of Lycans, and it was okay.
Yeah.
whatever it was called. I think
that was the one that it was like didn't have Kate Beckinsale in it. It was like what, Moon Gold Blood or something, or Gold Moon Blood.
Moon Blood Good.
There we go. Yeah.
You say so.
Yeah. It was good, but yeah, I don't know. The first one just really kicks, and I thought it was so like fascinating, like when he's like being resurrected and he's just like and he's like half zombified, half like melted away, and he's just like pumping blood into him, and he's just like always how he snapped, it always sticks with me.
Yeah. I liked the concept of that, where their elders were like dormant, and then they revived them every so often to take over. I did think that aspect was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is a cool idea with the vampire elders. I really like it.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun, and it's just anyway. So that was my. The next letter is S. So Sunshine.
Oh, I really like Sunshine a lot.
I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, has Cillian Murphy in it, or Cillian Murphy, or however it's pronounced.
It's a Danny Boyle movie, like Slumdog Millionaire and stuff like that, and it's a spaceship horror movie, which is really cool because it's not quite as horrific as, say, like Event Horizon or Alien or something like that, but it's like a deep space horror movie where everything takes place on a ship.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, and it involves a trip to the sun.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun.
All right.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. So wait. Okay, Sunshine
came out in 2007. Okay. Cillian Murphy.
Sunshine. I'm gonna have to write these down. 2007. I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I
honestly, in retrospect, I was like, oh, I guess that is a horror movie. I didn't even consider it a horror movie at first when I watched it the first time, but I saw it was coming up, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got a letter S.
There you go.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that I haven't seen. So N was probably the hardest one because I haven't seen any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I've seen part of one, but it was weird. It was one of the animated things where it's like 2-bit and they're like running around in one mind being chased. And I'm like, what the heck is this movie? And
that's what
we just immediately turned on. I think it was Supergirl that I was watching with my girlfriend at the time. So yeah, but yeah, we put that on. Next, T is probably my favorite horror movie in general of all time. 30 Days of Night. I loved that concept where it's just like they migrate to the places that don't have sun, and that's where they hang out and whatnot. And yeah, so she says,
oh, she's giving us her list.
Yeah. Jigsaw, Evil Dead, Saw 2, Insidious, Candyman, Alone in the Dark. Nice.
Not a bad list.
That is a good list.
You came up with that quick.
Well, she's on top of things.
No kidding.
She's the one that we joke should be our intern.
Yeah, get her on the show.
Right.
She's in the comments every show anyway.
Right. So next I have I Am Legend.
Okay.
Will Smith, 2007. I have several movies that are from 2007. So Sunshine, 30 Days of Night.
Dude, that would have been even cooler if we're like, okay, do your name, but they all have to be from like 2000, or like pick a date too. So like, doesn't all your movies from 2007? You know, like marginally all 2009.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but and then the last one I have is Nope. Because I recently saw that one actually. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
No, I haven't. I don't think I've seen that one yet either.
I saw, like, I was watching something with my kids, and something came up like a preview picture or whatever, and it said Nope.
Yeah.
And we were doing something at the time, and they were making jokes about Nope.
Nope.
A note having a Nope moment or whatever, and I laughed. I was on the couch laughing, and then they started laughing, and we were all going Nope.
Nope. Yeah, yeah. Well, I haven't watched any Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So here's the thing. I was an '80s kid, but my mom didn't let me watch a lot of
Oops.
horror movies,
Meant to do.
or really any movies. So the first like horror movie I saw was
Like Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers.
no, it was Silence of the Lambs. And we watched Silence of the Lambs, and then they took me to see Hannibal in theater. And
Yeah.
they took a chance that it was going to be appropriate for me, and they took me to the theater with them. So
So let's see. When did Hannibal come out? Because how old were you then? How old would you have been for Hannibal? When
I
did
was
that come
probably
out?
16.
I blinked.
And
I'm trying to think of when Hannibal came out.
release date.
I'll
April
be right
4th,
back.
2013.
2013.
I'm
Yeah.
not leaving, but I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, 2013. And I am not good with math, so I have to actually do.
I'm right there with you. Give me a calculator 100% of the time. Like, just oh my gosh.
I don't
That's
even
like
know how to calculate this. I feel so dumb. But anyway, I
so
think I was like 16.
so do 2013 minus your birthday.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, 2013. Oh nope, that's 2020. 2013. That's too many numbers. That's not right.
What year were you born?
1985.
Yeah, me too. So 2016, we were like way out of high school.
Which wasn't the case.
I don't know.
Because my parents were still together then. They split up.
Oh, well, maybe you're looking up Hannibal, and maybe it's showing you the TV series might have came out in 2016 and not the movie.
Yeah. Hannibal, 2001.
There we go. Yeah,
So-
yeah. So we would have been like sophomores.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
'Cause-
yep, 2001.
She posted right after y'all said it. She's got you back.
Yeah, because I went and saw that in the movie theater too.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't go with an adult, so I don't even know how the hell I got in. I was just one for Hannibal, please. Just like walked on in.
Dude, so how about I was with my wife, and it was like I had obviously graduated, so it was after 2004. So I think we were seeing something. It was like 2005 or 6, and because I was with my wife at the time, so we met in 2005. Anyway, so yeah, I took her to the movie theater, and we were going to see a movie, and this girl I went to school with was like, "Okay, I need to see some ID," and I'm like, we graduated at the same time. She's like, "Yeah, no, I need to see her ID." And I looked over at her and I'm like, "She's older than me." It's just like, I'm like, you realize that would mean I would have like be robbing the cradle because anyway, it was funny. She was just like, and then she just sort of immediately realized, oh yeah, right, okay, never mind, you're fine. And I'm like, darn right, we're fine.
That happens to my wife a lot because she looks a lot younger than she actually is. And
Yeah.
it frustrates her so much. I'm like, no, be glad for that.
Yeah.
You know how many women would kill that to be mistaken for somebody younger?
Mhm.
But we were out like registering our kids for school or whatever. And one of them said, how did it? She said something like, and you're going to be a senior this year? And she's like, oh, God, no, I'm so age. So when we go out, I get those looks like I'm the pervert. I'm the pervert.
yeah. You're like I am, but not for that reason. You know?
Okay, where are we at?
Okay. All right. So for mine, my name Harley. So my son, he's been super into horror movies lately. Little guy, he's like 9 years old. All he wants to do is watch horror movies. That's like it. And he's asking me, "Can I watch this? Is this appropriate? Can I watch this?" So I'm kind of slowly easing him into some of the lesser ones, you know, like, yeah, here's Killer Clowns from Outer Space, or, you know, something like that. So for H, I think I'm going to go Halloween. So I could be like, here you go, here's Halloween. It's a little tamer. There's not too much, you know, like nudity is not really a thing with that. Like for if I were to show him Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, so we could get him on that one. And then A, gonna go Alien. How you said 30 Day and Night is your favorite? Alien. You know, it's actually Aliens is. I don't know. See, I just said Aliens. Now I'm like, now Alien. Now Aliens are. They're like my top two horror movies, or pretty much sci-fi movies of all time.
Right.
Right. So then R. See, this is a tough choice because I want to watch Rabid by David Cronenberg. Like a really cool body horror movie where everyone gets all nuts. Or but if I got the little guy, I might watch Resident Evil with him. It's a little more action horror, you know, that. And so L, this one I'm probably not gonna have him watch with me, but I'm gonna get Let the Right One In.
Okay.
Okay. And then Y, or excuse me, E. I forgot E. What was I gonna do E now? Now I threw myself off. Get you Y. Oh geez. Well, we'll get back to it. Y though is the one that like is the one. It's like there's no horror movies. I said with Y. Dustin sent me like this list, and they're all like goofy ones, like your mama's gonna die, you know, like stuff like that. So like the one I found that looks like the most legit and maybe might be the neatest one is it's called You're Next. I don't know anything about it. I've never even heard of it. So I'm gonna check out You're Next for Y. And now I just remembered E. I'm going to do Evil Dead 2.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I've seen one of the Evil Dead movies. I'm not sure which one.
It was...
But it was the more recent one.
It was years before I realized with Evil Dead, there was like Evil Dead, then Evil Dead 2, and then just Evil Dead. Like the one... Well, we'll get into it because that kind of leads into mine. So it was tough for me. Like, I loved this stuff, and I didn't always love it. I was a big wimp when I was a kid. I was sheltered. But some of them, it's like, man, there's so many out there that I haven't even heard of. So it was a tough choice for me. Your Next is decent. It's not that bad. Oh yeah, and her previous comment, this, I think I agree with you. Like, honestly,
not the Rob Zombie ones.
I like Rob Zombie's music. I don't think I like his movies.
I'm with you. I'm a big Rob Zombie music fan. Like I had all the CDs and whatever, and then The Devil's Rejects might be like the one where I'm like, okay, that one was all right.
Yeah.
But like, maybe. But even then, it's there's some. I'm with you.
I don't know. All right, so mine
anyway
is for E is Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you on that. It was 1987. So at the time I was 7 years old. I was born in 1980. For R, Reanimator.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Love Reanimator.
The only Rob Zombie movie I really like is House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, that one
I don't
wasn't
think
that
I've
bad.
seen that one. I don't think
Yeah,
I've seen it.
So check out Rob Zombie's The Haunted World of El Super Beasto. It's like his rated R animated movie.
I've
It's
seen
pretty.
clips of that. Yeah, I don't know. His taste in I guess storytelling and directing with movies just doesn't mesh with me. I don't know. Music's cool, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if I'm bored one day, which is never. So also let me backtrack just a little bit. With my selections for movie titles, if it started with the THE, I skipped it.
Gotcha.
I don't have a T in my name. So even if you omit the word the off of it and have it, like Evil Dead 2 is not the Evil Dead 2, it's Evil Dead 2.
hmm
Okay, so for I was Interview with the Vampire.
Nice.
And Interview with the Vampire, not a vampire. It's the vampire. A lot of people get that wrong. It was 1994. Oh, Reanimator, 1985. Sorry.
Yeah.
Interview with the Vampire, 1994. Okay, C came in at almost a tie for me. It was tough for me to break it down. Like, there's one that I liked, and then one that messed me up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the one that messed me up. Cabin Fever.
Really? Okay.
2003. The concept of it is what messed me up. Not necessarily the movie itself, but just the concept to it. Because it's something in my head that actually could happen. It's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's bad. So that one won out over Cursed, which came out in 2004. That's the one with Christina Ricci in it, where it was a werewolf movie. I liked that one, but Cabin Fever beat it out because it psychologically just messed me up. I'm like, oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
So not only did I do My Name, but I did one for Zombie as well.
Okay.
So I want to share this with you. These aren't necessarily ones that I've seen yet, but I know enough about, so I went ahead and included them. Zombieland.
Yeah.
2009. A lot of zombie movies start with Z for zombie and all that. So there was a lot to go through. And I almost picked Zombie from 1979.
The Fulci one?
But I haven't seen it.
Zombievers. Have you seen that?
What about zombies versus cheerleaders? Seen that one?
I saw a movie title called Zombie Strippers, okay? So I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, Zombie Strippers has what? Janet Jameson in it.
Yeah, it does, I think.
Okay, for O, I picked 1 Hour Photo.
Yeah,
For Robin Williams.
Robert Williams, yeah. That came out in 2002. For M, some people might be going, 1 Hour Photo, horror movie. Yeah, it's kind of a psychological horror movie. I mean, this guy descends into madness.
Absolutely.
Anyway, for M, it's a movie called Maggie. It came out 2015. Have either of you heard of it?
I believe I have.
Yeah, like I've heard of it, or it rings a bell.
That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. It is a zombie movie, but not your typical zombie movie. It's one of those slow burn, like there's a zombie infection that goes around. His daughter, whose name is Maggie, is infected. And it's not like an immediate transformation. It's a gradual type of, okay, we know what this is. We know what you're going to turn into, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we're going to spend what time we have left together trying to just, love each other and that sort of thing. And to see her progress into that transition of being one of the undead, it's kind of heartbreaking because you have to feel bad for this father. If you've got kids, you're gonna get it. If you don't have kids, you're gonna look at this movie and go, "This was a boring ass movie." But again, it was one of those psychological things. For me, horror isn't just about gore and slasher and the monster coming after you. It's very much psychological. Okay, so for B in zombie, I picked. This was kind of a tie. So one of them's kind of a cheat, but I went with the one that's a guarantee. Beetlejuice.
No.
1988. The one that I had considered was Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1992. But, the dude's name is part of the title. So I was like, well, it starts with a B.
Yeah.
But, okay, I'll go with Beetlejuice. For I, It,
Mhm.
Yep.
1990. I haven't seen the new one, so I'm going OG on this one. That was one, again, I was 10 when that came out. That one, as a 10-year-old me watching it, messed me up. I'm like, no, clowns are bad. And then for E in zombie, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, 1988.
That rules. That rules.
There you have it.
Can't
see,
have Halloween. Can't have Halloween without Elvira.
Oh yeah.
My mom was saying, she's like, "Oh well, Eric got off easy. He only has." I'm just like, "Oh, is Eric doing zombie or Eric?" And I'm just like, "I think you're just Eric." But
I never do anything easy. Come on.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah. But what's it say?
The only good thing about the original It was Tim Curry.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Tim Curry was brilliant in that role, but just the thing, where they're kids and they're having to deal with this and nobody really believes them and all the crap that they go through. I related to that because I was a kid. Then, so I was like, "Oh God, that sucks."
Yeah, not having any adult believe you.
Yeah, that's one that my son wants to watch. He's like, "Can we watch it?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe the original It.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
My kid's into all the scary stuff too. She's wanting to watch Goosebumps that comes out.
Oh yeah, that new show or whatever with like Justin Long.
Yeah, I think. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's one thing because she's into Goosebumps and we're watching the original show on Netflix. It's like she's like, "Oh, so I can watch this one too," and I'm just like, "Not necessarily."
You can't watch that Night of the Living Dummy episode. That one's the creepy episode.
That's one we're about to watch.
Yeah. Oh man. At the end with the
she's reading Night of the Living Dummy right now.
Oh, is she really? Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's gonna see the new Saw movie tomorrow. That's fun.
See, I can't do Saw. I saw the first one, and I couldn't get through the second one. I don't think, just from all of it's too real. It's too real. Like some psycho out there could actually do this.
Right.
It just, I can't watch like those channels on TV where they show surgery and everything because I'm like, oh God. Now I work in a hospital. Okay, I know what the human body looks like with no organs and no bones inside of it.
Right.
I can't handle certain things like to see somebody actively get tortured like that.
How you say like too real? So like is Texas Chainsaw Massacre? That's something that's like too real because there could be like a house out there in the woods.
True story. So that's more what I would categorize as like blood and guts, gory type of slasher thriller type of thing.
Yeah.
But for Saw, it's like when somebody's got to wade through a glass box full of used syringes to hunt for a key or something. It's like, no, no. If you've got, just kill me. Just get it over with. Stop all this. You've got me. You got me.
Yeah, I suck. I guess it's true. It's true. Like,
no,
yeah.
I don't. If you put me in that and it's HIV infected needles and I find the key and survive, now I've got HIV. Nope, sorry, just end it. I'm gonna die. You got me.
Oh goodness.
Nope.
Yeah, Jessica says Saw franchise is one of her favorites, so
I'm happy for you, but you can have it. You have my permission. You can take them all.
Oh goodness. That's funny. Well, okay, so it's been over an hour. We've all gone. Anyone else have anything to say?
Well, this was kind of a prelude lead up to movie selections for future ADHD episodes. Curt's not here, so we can't ask him what his suggestion is. Dustin, would you like to kick off the month of October for our horror movie ADHD theater happenings? Or Harley, you're the guest. Would you like to make the first suggestion?
Oh man, do we want to do goofy movies like Ice Pirates and stuff that was done previously? Let's see, goofy horror movies like
I wouldn't say
cool.
Yeah. So it could be a total serious movie.
A serious movie.
Has to be horror.
Has to be horror.
Yep.
Oh man. I mentioned it earlier. Let's watch Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers.
Whatever you suggest, we have to watch and you have to come back and talk about.
Okay, let's see. Horror movie. I'm trying to think of one. But oh man, I don't know. I can't think of one off my top of my head right now.
Okay. I mean, Dustin, if you know which one you want to suggest, Harley, we'll come back to you next week.
I'd say 30 Days a Night because I want to see that again.
That's
right. So
I'll watch it.
Not sequel, not.
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah, no,
there's a sequel.
Yeah. The artist Ben Templesmith was actually at Rose City Comic Con this last weekend for the artist of 30 Days at Night.
Nice.
Dude, you go to all kinds of cons, man. You just like in Con Central or what? No,
I'm really not. There's just the last like two that I've gone to has just had like awesome people at.
Yeah.
And I really haven't gone except for like this last one and then the one up in Washington last summer. And it's like and I just happened to have like the coolest people there. Like Kevin Eastman was at one. So I got like some Ninja Turtle comics signed by Kevin Eastman with a little remark on it, But there we go. That's what we'll watch. We'll watch the 2007 Ninja Turtles movie, the CGI one.
No.
Oh man.
30 Days of Night, Dark Days.
Yep,
okay.
That's the name of the sequel. So,
really?
Okay.
I never even heard of that one.
So we'll do a double feature. Let's call it 30 Days of Night. Well, Dustin, you get to see the first one again, and then you get to see the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What's the second one called again?
30 Days of Night, Dark Days.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because I didn't even know it was a thing.
I vaguely remember that. That one had Josh Hartnett, didn't it? Or no, that was the first one.
The first one had Josh Hartnett.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, he was the sheriff.
The second one, I'm not going to give you spoilers or anything, but it directly follows the events that happen in that first film. Like it ties in. It's not like a separate thing, like a separate, no, it has to do. They kept it. It was like, okay, no, this stuff happened in the first one, and it has consequences to it.
It has like the Louisiana vampires and stuff like that. Because that's how it goes in like the comics. If you read the comics, It's there's like a sect of vampires in Louisiana, and they're the ones that like went up to Alaska and
So I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. You're gonna have to look it up and watch it.
Sounds good to me. I'm on game for that. 30 days of night, dark days. I've got it.
Mhm.
And I have not read the comics, so now you got me curious.
Yeah, well, because the movie was based off a comic.
Is it well, there's a lot of stuff that's like that.
Yeah.
Is it like a one shot? Is it a series? Like, what are we talking about?
There's maybe about 3 or 4 trades if you go with the trades. So, but you only really need to read 30 Days at Night.
I might read it all. You know that.
So yeah, I mean that's the main thing. I wanted to watch things that I wanted to challenge everyone to branch out from what they normally watch, and like my goal was to just watch horror movies that I haven't seen. So for me, that's gonna go back to like I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. So I haven't seen that, so I want to go back and watch that.
Are you gonna watch? Are you gonna start with the first one, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll probably start with the first one just to watch it.
So that's your assignment for the month of October. You're gonna watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that's me personally. So that's what I plan on doing. I mean, right now I'm currently watching Midnight Mass. So that's
that show's cool. That show's really cool.
I haven't seen it. I need to watch that this year. I hear it's good.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. And I'm not going to say anything else, but
okay, good. I personally, as I am working on my projects and stuff, I've been replaying The Walking Dead. And I've got to say, binging it back to back, some of the choices that they make just infuriate me. not necessarily their storytelling, but what they make the characters do. I caught something and I was like, wait a minute, what? And I don't even remember what it was, but it made me so mad. It's like, no, why would you do that?
Like that show was like a time where I actively put my fist in the air and like, yeah, when they killed Andrea, I was like, yeah, get her off the show. You know what I mean?
So have you read the comic?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so you know how
different, how vastly different it is.
Yeah. So some of the things, like, man, I just, because I sometimes, project myself into a situation like that, and I'm going, there's no way I would do that. There's no way. You're a fool for trying or even suggesting. It's like, there's so many people that just the decision making, just I want to grab these writers and go, what were you thinking? But
like anytime someone suggests that they need to split up, it's just like, don't ever split up. That's bad.
No, what it is. You got the writers were like, okay, guys, I got it. This dude here, T-Dog, he's gonna be the man, and we're gonna keep him all the way to like the 3rd season. It's like, what?
I agree with you, Jess.
Right.
But
that Carl's story was messed up.
There's one scene that I agreed with up to a point. I kind of quit paying attention after Carl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. I mean, that was. I still can't believe they did that for the show the way that they did it. It's like, really? I mean, and then they had to shoehorn these other characters into what Carl would have done that he did in the comic. And that made me mad too. But then, okay, there's a scene in, it's like season 9 or 10 or something like that. They're at Oceanside and they're preparing for the Whisperer's return, and they've made a phalanx with shields that they've made, and there's spikes on them, and they've got the spears, and the archers are behind them, and I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what your ass needs to be doing from the get-go. It's like everybody's running around just taking pop shots wherever they want. It's like everybody's dying, but in a survival situation, nobody. It's like everybody wants to be the hero. It's like, yeah, I'll take charge. I'll take care of this. And it's like, no, not on my team, buddy. What they did right there is what we're gonna be doing.
Right.
But then they broke formation when the tugboat wall collapsed and the rest of the zombies came out. And like, you're doing the exact opposite of what you were just practicing. What are you doing? Right. It just, it's frustrating. But when this show first came out, when it was on, you got an episode a week. I watched it. I'm like, okay, what's going to happen next? What are they doing? But to watch it back to back to back like that, I hate it. I can't stand it.
That's funny.
I think it was season 10. Yeah, it's late. It's late in the show. Like, they're how many years in, and they're just now thinking, okay, well, there's these people that wear these creepy dead people's faces, and they're kind of a threat. So now let's start taking it serious. Like, no, are you kidding? It makes me so mad to watch all that. And I quit like 2 weeks ago. I haven't turned it back on yet.
Oh, you lasted longer than me, man. I lasted to like season 3.5, and I said, yeah.
I've seen the show all the way through, but at my binge, like shortly after that, somewhere in season 10, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I can't take it anymore. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird how some things you can binge and they never get old, but other things you can't. You try to watch and it's just painful. Like
it does not age well.
Describing, like because I binged Supernatural, all 15 seasons, and got caught up to where the show was coming out, and we watched it live at that point. So, yeah, I mean, that show, while certain parts of it were like dull or predictable or what have you, it
horrible.
You ended up clinging to certain characters that you cared about, and that's what pulled you through. I got that way with when I was binging Burn Notice. I got a little tired and I had to not watch it for a couple of days, and then I turned it back on and continued and finished it. But
so one of the things that I noticed during my binge session for Walking Dead. Now, let me say again, when the show was coming out, I watched it religiously, never missed an episode. I enjoyed it. Going back to it, I realized the group that we follow in the show, every single time they come across another community, the community was doing great. The community was surviving. And then here comes our star characters, and it all goes to shit.
Right.
It all falls apart. These communities have thrived for years after it's all went to hell and the dead have come back and everything. And it still is continuing in Daryl Dixon's show.
Yeah, he's going to like to France, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jess, London. I know you love Daryl. I know you love The Walking Dead. But it happened in Daryl Dixon's show already. He's on the other side of the globe, and he finds himself in a situation where he has to. I'm not, for anybody that might watch and come in, I'm not going to spoil anything, but he finds himself in a situation where they have to make it to Paris. He is in Europe. They have to make it to Paris. There's a community there, and this community is set up. Like, they are protected. They are shielded from, their zombies and all that kind of stuff. And then there's this other group that just comes in. It's like, yeah, nah, we're going to wreck all this. We know y'all have been here, but you're done. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a trope I'd like to see go away in that show. Like, stop making all these communities that have been a success, and then when our characters get to it, it all goes away and it all burns down, and I'm tired of it. Do something else.
Well, then what else would they have conflicting with? It's just like, that's what makes the
There
drama.
are some things. There are some things they've done in Daryl's show where they've introduced new ideas and everything. I'm saying let the old ideas go.
Mm-hmm.
Look to something else. Stop falling back on that. Well, here's a community and our characters are going to get to it, and then here's what goes wrong. Yeah, things can go wrong, but stop making it like it's been a successful community all this time.
Right.
And now
like if there's
our
already
characters get to it, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
They should have ended it. She says, "I'm not interested in anyone's story anymore." As much as I love Daryl Dixon, I won't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was torn on whether or not to watch it, but
like, when Rick left the show and they did all that thing, and then they're talking about, oh, well, we're going to make a movie. Even that I don't agree with. Like, don't make a movie. No. Robert Kirkman said the problem he had with movies was it always ended when it got good. Like, you see their struggle and they're trying to get somewhere safe, and then they do, and then the movie's over. He wanted to show what happens next. That was his purpose for doing The Walking Dead. Like, okay, well, it's not happily ever after. What happens after the credits are done rolling,
Right.
And then for them to come out and say, well, Andrew Lincoln's leaving the show, so Rick's not going to be on it anymore, but, hey, we're going to do a Rick movie. No, don't.
Just have it be continued on the show. Like,
and then they gave the little teaser that they did, so he's still alive and he's still around and all this to try and tie it into whatever they decide to do. I don't agree with it. I don't think they should.
Yeah.
My hot take. Sorry, I'm rambling.
No, man. No, I'm with you. If they do a movie, they should do one that's like maybe a super violent animated movie that's solely based on the comics. That'd be really cool.
So that was what they kind of teased with what was happening in Europe. So their zombies are a little bit different than the American variety. There's something that's happened, and they haven't said what it is yet, but the people over there are like, oh yeah, like, don't let those touch you. They don't have to bite you. They can, they can infect you. Just stay away from them. They're not good. But they're like more violent or whatever. They're more active and that sort of thing. And we saw some of the variants like that. It was kind of alluded to, kind of hinted at in the main show. Mm-hmm. But the thing that everybody forgets, because the show has gone on for so long, is, right at the end in the last season, they started showing the zombies that they were picking things up, or they could climb. Big deal. So what? They were doing that in the first season. The very first walker that we see in the show is a little girl. And what does she do? Rick's looking for gas. There's cars all around, and he hears something, and he gets down on the ground and looks under a car, and you see a little girl's feet shuffle. She's wearing little bunny slippers. Mm-hmm. It stops, and she bends down and picks up a stuffed animal.
Right.
And turns around and walks away with it. And he stops her, and she turns around, and then it's a reveal. It's like, oh, she's dead. She's a zombie. Yeah. That's literally the first zombie you see on the show.
Right.
And then in that season, when they're stuck in Atlanta and are trying to find a way to get out, Rick and Glenn, they're trying to make a break for a truck to go back and get the other people, like a delivery truck type of thing. Rick and Glenn, and it's behind a fence. They have to climb over the fence. What are the zombies doing? Some of them are climbing the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the department store, there's double glass doors. There's a couple of zombies they've got rocks and they're smashing the glass.
Right.
that wasn't a new concept. They just stopped doing it in the show, and then they brought it back in the very end, and people were like, "Oh my God, they're using tools!" And they were always doing it. People just didn't pay attention. They forgot. It'd been years. And I'm like, big freaking deal. So what?
I think the biggest thing for me was when it was in Day of the Dead, when the one zombie fires the gun, figures out how to fire the gun, and
Bub.
he starts shooting at him, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, you should watch Land of the Dead. They go in that more where like the ones like pumping gas and everything.
Yeah.
Because they like remember.
I think it was Land of the Dead.
I went on air not too long ago and watched all those old movies.
Yeah, no, because you're right. Day of the Dead is the one where they like train him. He like salutes back at him when they salute and stuff because he was like in the army and he remembered that he could fire a gun. But Land of the Dead like goes even further into it, into that idea.
Good movies too. They were doing good.
Yeah,
stuff.
those are a couple that I want to go back and watch sometime this month. So,
and there is, even though they're not directly tied in together, there is kind of an order to things. Like, when in doubt, just look at the year they came out and watch them in that order, and you'll notice there's like an evolution going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These original Smart Walkers appeared in the early seasons because showrunner Frank Darabont. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that one. You're right. And then he left, and they got other people doing other ideas and stuff, and that's where those ridiculous ideas, like let's keep splitting up. Oh, please stop. If you, I don't know if either of you have ever been in a situation where there's no power, there's no food, there's no running water, and people are looting. I have. Okay, you definitely go into survival mode whenever a situation like that happens, and you hunker down, and you wait until people, aren't acting so stupid and so violent in the areas they keep doing it. You avoid. You stay the hell away from those areas. You stay away from those people. I have been, okay? 2005 was no joke with Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just outside of New Orleans. So, it wasn't pretty. News only showed you so much. And I'm not going to go into the gruesome details or whatever. This isn't the time or the place. But it wasn't a picnic. It wasn't a walk in the park. So when I say I'm frustrated at seeing people in a show, in a disaster situation, acting stupid, like, that's not going to fly in real life. I'm sorry. It's not.
Yeah, I hear that. So when he was fired, the new showrunner, Glenn Mazara, opted to revert back to the slow-moving, unintelligent walkers of the comics.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Oh, well. Well, okay, so you have your assignment, 30 Days of Night, and the second one. Whatever it's called.
The second one.
30 Days of Night, Dark Days.
Well, shouldn't
you go.
Well, shouldn't the second 30 Days at Night be like 60 Days of Night?
Right. 28 days later, 8 weeks later.
So there you have it. We're doing a doubleheader first week of October.
Yeah.
Come back next Friday. We're going to talk all about it.
Yeah. And that's how this show normally goes.
Cool.
All right. Well, until next time, have a good one.